into the mic so that we can understand what you're requesting tonight. Anyone who has an interest in that particular item will be given the opportunity to come forward and voice their opinions and concerns. Once we receive public testimony on a particular item, the members of the board will deliberate and we will render our decision. I'll remind the members, if you have a personal or a financial interest in any item, you're required to recuse yourself from voting. Any testimony that is submitted by the petitioner or on behalf of the petitioner during the presentation of the item will be binding as to any decision the board makes relative to the motion. I'll remind the members of the board tonight that if a motion to deny an item is made, a reason must be given. At this time, I'll introduce the members of the board that are here tonight. Mr. George Howell, Mr. Quentin Burke, Mr. Bart Prince, Mr. Pickett Reese, Mr. Bo Holmes, Mr. Blake Markham, and I'm John Stanley, your chairman. Our land use staff that's here tonight is Mr. Warren Adams, our land use control administrator, and Ms. Andrea Spriggs, our recording secretary. Are there any questions? If not, we will start with our first item on the agenda tonight. We only have two tonight. First item is presented by Missouria Pinkston, requesting a special exception for a mobile home for living purposes to be located at 3023 Cantelou Road, Cantelou Loop, in an Ag 1 zoning district. Ms. Pinkston, if you'll come forward. Hey, Barry. Hey. Mr. Barry Robinson's with us tonight. Ms. Pinkston, I understand that you are asking for a mobile home for living purposes to be located at 2030 Cantelou Road. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. And there was a permanent dwelling on the property which was destroyed by fire.
By fire.
Is that correct? And so the mobile home will be approximately 150 feet from the front property line?
Right.
And you will be using it for living purposes, not for rental purposes?
Living. I don't have nowhere to live. That's where I'm going to live.
Okay. Well,
been there for 40 years.
Okay. Well, very good. Is there anything you'd like to say or add to what I've just stated?
I'm just so grateful that I got out of that house alive. Hadn't it been for my puppy, I would have been burned up in that house. My puppy woke me up, and I woke up, he just kept barking in my face, and someone put that puppy off at my house, and I don't know who did it, but that puppy just latched on to me, and she just loved me.
Well, we're glad you're okay.
And I got out of there alive, but
well,
she got
good.
burned up, and I got to
very
get
good.
her out of my system. She got
Anyone on the board have a question for Ms. Pinkston?
Hey, Ms. Pinkston. Hey, how you doing? I thought I knew you from somewhere.
Any questions? Anyone in the audience care to address this item? I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to make a motion to approve.
Have a motion approved from Mr. Markham. May I have a second?
Second.
Mr. Prince seconds. Any further discussion? All in favor? Raise your hand. It's unanimous. Thank you, Ms. Pinkston. We're glad you're doing well.
And I'm thanking each and every one of you.
You are approved. You can put your mobile home out there now. Item 2 is presented by Alabama Power Company, representing Dotier LLC, requesting a special exception for a power substation to be located on the south side of Hyundai Boulevard, approximately 600 feet west of Norman Bridge Road in an M1 light industrial zoning district. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. My name's Chester Lackwitz. I'm with Alabama Power.
Okay, your name again? I couldn't hear you well.
Chester Lackwitz.
Blackwood?
Lackwitz.
Okay.
Yes, sir. I can spell that.
Okay. The sound in here is not the best, so
Yes,
if you
sir.
would speak loudly and clearly into that mic, you may have to pull
Yeah,
it
take
up to
that
you.
mic and, do
There we
that.
go.
That's
There
good.
you go.
Better? Yes, sir.
Much better, much better. So tell us a little bit what you intend to do there.
Oh, yes, sir. Well, like you mentioned, our intention is to build a utility substation to feed a customer that's going to be located on the property. The customer currently owns the property.
Who owns it?
Dotier
Okay, they own the
currently owns
property.
the property. Yes, sir. And then we intend to acquire that portion of property from them to construct a substation there.
Okay, is there anything exceptional about this that, other than it just being a large sub-power station?
No, sir, nothing out of the ordinary there. Just what you would consider a utility sub.
Okay. As it relates to access off of Hyundai Boulevard, okay? I don't think this will be heard by the Planning Commission, is that correct, Warren? We are the approving authority, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. Normally, in cases like this, we require some length of asphalt paving where it connects at Hyundai Boulevard. For example, we don't want a gravel road where the city has to deal with gravel,
Yes, sir.
okay? What would you expect the length of that paved road be? Or will all of this, that neck we're looking at here, is all that to be paved?
It's still in its planning stages. Yeah, if
You
I may,
understand our point here?
Yeah, oh, certainly understand.
Because if we don't address it here now, it may not get addressed.
Understood.
Okay.
This is Jeremy Morgan, his power company, and
Hold
he
hold on one second.
Yes, sir.
I can't hear you. It's a power substation. Huh? I'll let you ask him that question. Yeah, okay. All right. All right, go ahead. Again, my question is that to be a paved road? And then if not, how much commitment of paving can we get from Hyundai Boulevard back into the site?
Okay. So my name is Jeremy Morgan. I'm also with Alabama Power. I'm managing the construction of this project. You see there's one road coming off to what will be the west, and that is going to be provided by the site developer themselves on their property, and then we are being asked by them to develop a plan for a permanent access for ourselves that wouldn't be built at this time. It would be built as we kind of plan that out and assess the site. And so if you have any rules on how much you want that paved, we can definitely incorporate that into our design to not have gravel coming right there at Hyundai Boulevard when we do construct that. So typically, we would not have a full paved road all the way to our site,
Right.
especially since that's almost a mile. But I can definitely see that if a portion of that needs to be paved, we could definitely incorporate that into our.
What would you say the length of that neck is? 1,000 feet?
I honestly can't remember from measurement, but it's a few hundred feet, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I would recommend a distance of, I'm gonna ask my engineer guy here to keep enough gravel out of there. Would you say, what, at least 100 feet?
At least.
At least 100?
Yeah.
Is that, you be okay with
Pave
that?
it.
Pave it,
100 feet of asphalt.
yes,
Plenty.
right?
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
100 foot of asphalt with,
Curb and.
with,
With the county.
It
and that's
doesn't-
a turn- the county
doesn't have to have curb and gutter.
Of the county
curb and gutter,
maintains
but it's
Hyundai
gotta have-
Boulevard, so they'll probably require.
Yeah, yeah. Curb and gutter at Hyundai Boulevard back to a depth of 20 feet. Okay? Curb and gutter from Hyundai Boulevard back 20 feet, and then a length of 100 feet of paving.
Okay. I do have one question.
Okay.
And I don't want to muddy the water, but we've been talking with the Waterworks Board that owns, or the Sewer Board, whoever it is that owns that, there's a gravel drive that's to the west of that, little outcropping of property that we've got circled there. And so it is gravel. If we're not able to get the permitting to get the turnabout in there from, I guess the AlDOT that controls that road, they told us we could work with them to share their drive. Would we need to improve that current drive to that paving that you're talking about if we do indeed share that with them?
Where's their drive? Oh. Where's their drive on that?
Their drive is.
Can you go to that color drawing? I mean, the color.
Yeah.
And speak a little louder, because.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. There's a well there
So yes, so you see our red line there is what we are proposing to be deeded to us from the customer. There is a gravel drive just to the west of that I think is the Waterworks Board or Sewer Board, something like that.
That's right.
And so we talked with them about having to share that maybe if we're not able to get another turn off from Hyundai Boulevard, which they
Gotcha.
agreed to, but we'd have to do some work there. So I just wanted to know, would we need to?
I don't think it matters to us which road you use as long as it's at least 100 foot of paving.
Okay, so we'll then take on ownership of improving that drive if we end up using it and building
Right.
to it. Okay.
Pickett, you okay with that?
Again, I think Montgomery County maintains Hyundai Boulevard. That's who's going
Okay.
to tell you what you got to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
they're gonna require certain
They're
things
gonna tell
anyway.
you what we're telling you.
Yeah. And I assume it's gonna be of adequate width to allow for two-way traffic as well. It's gonna be a private road.
It is a private road, but it's road that the cost is being paid for by the customer. And so we typically would have something to the effect of 2-lane traffic free 30-foot road width. But they've been asking, as much as we can to have that narrowed down. So instead of our full 30-foot, we've been talking to them about our, regular 15-foot of drive that has some turnabouts to it. But if we needed to expand
Well,
at that zone, we could.
The 100 foot of length needs to allow for at least two-way traffic.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
That's good to know.
Not a 10-foot wide paved strip, but wide enough for two-way traffic.
Okay. That's
You're
good to
right.
know. Thank you.
We straight on that? Yes, sir. Andrew, you got that? Okay. Pickett, you had another question about utility?
You keep saying the customer. Are you at liberty to tell us who the customer is?
Well, we're currently under a NDA
Yeah.
with the property.
I have no
Yes, sir.
problem.
Okay. All right. Are there any issues out there regarding height of your structures that you're going to have there?
No, sir, not that we're aware of. I mean,
Okay, all right. Sometimes there are height issues. You're on the approach to the airport, you know that.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, any other questions? Mr. Engineer, you got any questions?
I'm good.
Okay. Anyone in the audience care to address this item further? If not, I'll entertain a motion based on our points of discussion here tonight.
Motion to approve as presented and discussed.
Have a motion to approve. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second, Mr. Reese. Any further discussion? All in favor, raise your hand. It's unanimous.
Thank y'all.
Okay. Great. Thank you. That's it, guys. Have a motion to approve the minutes from the last meeting.
So moved.
Mr. Markham so moves and seconded by Mr. Burke or Bo Holmes. Mr. Prince, all in favor say aye. Aye. All in favor of adjourning the meeting say aye.
Aye.
Let's go home.